Are you facing the challenge where your team is not able to get the work done on time and you're probably thinking, should you pay them an incentive or a bonus to get work done on time? If that is your challenge, then I'm going to answer that question in this week's episode of Get Real with Rajiv. Apart from that, I'm also going to answer the question of how do you stay creative in advertising and marketing your products and services so you grab people's attention. I have 4 strategies that I'm going to be sharing on how to be creative. And from there, I'm also going to be talking to you about how do you stay motivated and not lose momentum when you're not getting the desired results that you want to get. And finally, I'm going to answer the question of if you're in the travel business and you're facing the heat because of the pandemic and your business is not growing and is barely able to survive, then what you need to do, I'm going to answer that question as well in this week's episode of Get Real with Rajiv. So tune into episode number 91 and get your answers. Hello everyone, welcome to episode number 91 of Get Real with Rajiv. Like every single week, I'm going to be answering 4 questions and today Bhakti is going to be the voice of your question. So Bhakti, what's the first question?
Our first question is from Praveen. How to stay motivated and not lose momentum when you don't see results coming?
Well, Praveen, firstly you need to understand that any result has a gestation period. In fact, you got to think like a farmer. What does a farmer do? The farmer sows the seed, then nurtures the seed, right? And while the farmer is nurturing the seed with the required water, sunlight, fertilizer, the farmer cannot see anything grow on top of the ground, but he still is having faith and nurturing. The farmer doesn't get impatient and dig the soil and say, hey seed, what's up? Why aren't you growing? He doesn't do that. So firstly, you need to understand what is that nurturing period? What is that gestation period of that desired result that you have in mind? And as long as you are in that gestation period, your job is to continue nurturing. That's the first thing you need to keep in mind. Don't lose your momentum in nurturing. Don't give up too soon. Majority people fold their cards just when they are about to win a game. That's just human psychology. It's called aversion to success. So you got to stick to the process because growth happens daily. It does not happen in a day. Growth is a process. It's not an event. So nurturing is one important aspect. Now, while you're nurturing, one important aspect in business is you need to have some growth indicators or what I call progress indicators, which means as you are putting in the effort, you're putting in the input, the output, the end result may take some time. But through the course of the journey, you need to have progress indicators that you can measure to see whether you're on track or not on track. So you need to create progress indicator. Like in sales, a progress indicator can be number of meetings, number of proposals you are sending out. The deals get converted, that's the end result. But you need to have progress indicators of are we nurturing and doing enough sales meetings? Are we nurturing and sending enough proposals? Are we following well enough? So you need to have these progress indicators where you need to measure your effort. That is another important aspect to keep the momentum going. And finally, I think the most important aspect to keep the momentum going is practicing gratitude. And this is where I see many entrepreneurs fail. Because even after getting a certain result, their response to that result is, oh, but it's this much only, no. That is missing and this is missing, but we couldn't do that, we couldn't do this. No. The best momentum builder on the planet is gratitude. You got to celebrate the small wins so that you have enough energy to play the bigger games. So you got to express gratitude in the journey as well. So those are my 3 solutions to you, Praveen. First, nurture. Second, make sure that you are constantly tracking progress indicators. And third, you're expressing gratitude in the journey. With that, let's go to the second question of the week. So Bhakti, what's the second question?
Our second question is from Orange Tours and Travels. Hi, I am in the travel business for the past year and I'm facing great challenges and surviving somehow. Now I'm feeling tensed and a bit frustrated. My team is down from 7 to 1 full-time and 1 part-time employee. What do you advise me to do?
Well, Orange Tours and Travels, firstly, let me tell you this. The pandemic has not disrupted the travel and tourism business or the travel agents business. It is the technologies like Make My Trip Yatra that disrupted the travel agent's role in the supply chain a decade and a half ago. Now, why do I say this? The pandemic has just put a pause on travel and tourism activities of people. But think about what's happening for more than 10 years now. What's happening for more than 10 years for travel agents is they are getting inquiries from clients. Clients are taking proposals in terms and travel itineraries and plans from travel agents. And once the travel agent does the research, puts in all the work and creates a travel itinerary or a travel plan for a client, most clients take that itinerary, go on Make My Trip, go on Yatra, go on Booking.com, go on Skyscanner and book everything by themselves. So your business did not get disrupted by the pandemic. The pandemic is only putting a pause. Your business actually got disrupted. The role of a travel agent actually got disrupted 10 years back when all these online platforms came up. Now you've still been surviving because you've been working with customers who are not that savvy with online bookings and they fall back upon you. But how many are those, and is that a scalable model anymore, is a question I'd like you to ask yourself. So please understand this. I know it can be frustrating that travel activity has come to a standstill, but in the last 1 year, we've also seen that post the lockdown, at least domestic travel has gone through the roof because people are sick and tired of staying at home, and resorts and weekend getaway destinations are always full. So there is still business, there is still consumption. That pent-up demand is always going to be there. So even if in a year you're going to have 4 months of lockdown, the rest 8 months, that desperation, that pent-up demand is going to give travel industry good business. So remember that you will have good business. The question you need to ask yourself is, how do you protect your business from this disruption of technology? And this is where you need to adapt. You need to reinvent your own business model. Either become a travel influencer like those who have become travel bloggers and travel vloggers who partner with properties and get paid by the property to endorse that property, or build a technology platform and travel yourself, or cater to the non-tech market. The key is you need to know what is your sustenance and growth strategy. That's what I would say Orange Tours and Travels to you, that pivot and make sure you create a value proposition where you're not disrupted or replaced by technology. Don't worry too much of the pandemic. I think it also creates pent-up demand in the months when the lockdown is not there. So continue marketing yourself, continue sowing the seeds, continue educating customers, continue increasing your follower base, and continue to add value to people through travel. So do these things, but you have bigger things to think about, my friend. With that, let's go to the third question of this week's episode of Get Real with Rajiv. So Bhakti, what's the third question?
Our third question is from Manif Sagam. I'm facing the issue of not completing the software projects as per the estimated time. Ultimately, it results in additional salary payment ending up in cost overrun and loss. Can I introduce a system of incentives for the timely completion of projects?
Well, Mani Sagam, all I will say is this. Firstly, analyze the root cause. Why are projects not getting completed on time? What's the root cause? Is the root cause lack of work ethic and motivation within the team, because of which the projects are getting delayed? Or is the root cause lack of capability of the team, because of which the project is getting delayed? Because you first need to know what is the problem for you to come up with the right solution. Because think about it. If it's a work ethic and ownership and commitment issue, probably money can act as a motivator. I don't believe it's the complete solution, but yes, it can act as a motivator and you can have that completion-based incentive system that you're thinking about. But if the root cause, the reason because of which the projects are not getting completed on time is not work ethic or lack of commitment, but lack of capability, that your team does not have the skills to envision what exactly needs to happen in the software development process, what are the mistakes to watch out for, what are the best practices to follow, how to stay productive. If those capabilities are missing, then even giving an incentive does not solve the capability problem. So Mani Sagam, first identify the root cause and then give the right medicine to the right patient. Don't give the wrong medicine, it creates indigestion problem. So with that, let's go to the fourth question for this week's episode of Get Real with Rajiv. So Bhakti, what's the fourth question?
The fourth question is from Nagesh Buddhe. Being a social media marketer, people always want creative ideas and out-of-the-box solutions for their burning problems. I do it many times, but clients always want quick solutions. Being a human being, sometimes I feel stuck to produce an idea. So my question is how to be creative at all times and how to quickly produce the solutions for my clients about ads or marketing campaigns?
Oh, wow, that question was a long question. So, Nagesh, what I understand is as a marketer, you want to know how do you create creative ads and creative marketing campaigns for your clients. So, firstly, Nagesh, let's distinguish between what's the objective of advertising and what's the objective of marketing. The objective of advertising is to grab people's attention. That's what the objective of an ad is. The objective of marketing is to add value to people, build credibility, so that that credibility creates curiosity and people inquire. So marketing is more about value addition, credibility building, and inquiry generation. Advertising is more about grabbing attention. That's the way I see the two sciences totally different. Now, having said that, if you're asking me a question of how do you build creative ideas consistently? Well, especially in the ad world and the campaign creation world, let me give you 4 ways of being creative and coming up with creative ads and creative campaigns. The first way is called the stating the obvious way. Now, what do I mean by stating the obvious way? This is the way where you are telling the client directly what do you know about them, how do you perceive the solution, and what is on their mind. You're telling them that you are selling to them. Like imagine starting an ad by saying, this is an ad and I'm going to sell you something. That's stating the obvious. And that grabs attention as well. And some people find value in it because they're like, okay, you're not mincing your words, you're telling it's an ad and you're selling it to them. So stating the obvious, where you tell them and you sell them, is one approach of creating campaigns. The other approach of creating campaigns is spoofs or memes. What do we call, let me give you an example of spoofs or memes. Recently, there was this ad by Magic Pin, where what they did was they had this actor Vijay Raj who did a spoof on the Cred ad. Cred was doing Cred coins. These guys in Magic Pin said, what will you do with bread coins? And instead directly get a product or service. So what did they do? Cred's ads were doing really well. Magic Pin created a spoof on the ad of Cred, and spoofs work like magic because spoofs also help in grabbing attention. So stating the obvious is one strategy of being creative. Making spoofs is the second strategy in being creative. The third strategy in being creative is pattern breaking, which is a very powerful strategy. And in fact, look at what Cred did. They broke the pattern of how we see Rahul Dravid. When he did that ad of Indranagar ka Gunda Hume, they just broke the pattern of how people perceive Rahul Dravid. So as a campaign creator, as a marketer, as an ad creator, you need to also see what are the notions of people and how can you break that pattern. Because that goes a long way in grabbing attention and is a fabulous creative strategy. And then the fourth way of staying creative is do something stupid. Let me tell you what I mean by doing something stupid. Stupidity also works in advertisement. In fact, how many times have you sat in front of your television set and looked at an ad of a brand in the middle of an IPL match where it is premium advertising slot, and you look at that ad with disbelief and you look at your family and say, who approves budgets for these ads? Who even approves people to spend money on these ads? I could come up with a better ad. Let me tell you something. The fact that you're criticizing that ad, the fact that you find that ad stupid and ridiculous, that ad has done the job because they've grabbed attention. Stupidity works in advertising. Remember that. Okay? So, 4 ways of being creative for you, reviewing it only for you. Nagesh, I hope you find it useful. First one is to make sure that you state the obvious. Tell them that you're selling to them. Second one, you create spoofs of what is trending. Amul does that beautifully. Magic Pin did that. Amul has been doing that for decades now. Third is to make sure that you break a pattern. Fourth, do something stupid. Because at the end of the day, if it's stupid and it grabs attention, then it's not stupid. So with that, we come to the end of episode number 91 of Get Real with Rajiv. If you found the answers useful in this episode of Get Real with Rajiv, then make sure you click on the link below and register yourself for my 4-hour training called the Business Breakthrough Seminar. I am telling you and selling to you the Business Breakthrough Seminar because I believe it's important for you, because that's where you learn how to build a business which can grow without you. And if you think it's absolutely stupid of me doing this towards the end of every single Get Real episode, well, the fact that it grabs your attention and makes you register, it's no longer stupid. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, most entrepreneurs are liars. I'll tell you why most entrepreneurs are liars, because most entrepreneurs actually don't make money. Now, did I just break a pattern for you? Yes, I did. And that's why I want you to come to the Business Breakthrough Seminar and actually understand the system of paying yourself consistently. Now, you want me to spoof another business coach? Then let me do this. If you are stuck in your business and you're not making any money and you want to learn how to make more money in your life, then register. I'm sorry, that was a bad spoof, but you get the point, right? Just register for the Business Breakthrough Seminar. Come on, register right now. I look forward to seeing you there.